Fleeting thoughts?
Fleeting thoughts. I don't know what that is. And it's weird though. The L is not capitalized, but the T is. What does that mean? Harris Heller.
There's just a nice print on that. People have no idea what we're talking about.
They don't. Unless they listen to Harris Heller's stream beats.
Unless they have, his
on
playlist
Spotify.
committed to memory.
Possible. It's so funny now. The more we hear this, Baker, how's it going? Good to see you. The more that I have heard a lot of these playlists now. Like I'll go into other streams and all of a sudden I'll hear the music. I'm like, oh, that's Harris Heller. Yeah, it is kind of cool. And what is also kind of cool is that we are podcasting tonight because it is Thursday with the time change and everything else. We are back to the easy to remember 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Eastern is when we do our podcasting most Thursday nights. And again, if you are unaware, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And also happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So I wonder if maybe some of our viewership might be down because maybe people are either out
could be
imbibing or unless they made the smarter choice and decided to spend St. Patrick's Day with us. And,
that was the much smarter choice.
Yeah, and enjoy a little liquid refreshment in the comfort of their own or a friend's home so that they don't have to.
And as a friend
out.
that I used to work with many years ago used to say that these holidays like New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, amateur hour. Just stay indoors. It's amateur hour. For real drinkers, don't actually go out on those days. Cody, good to see you. How are you? I actually hadn't even thought of it. We've got a beer arc going, which we'll talk about that in just a minute. And Keith, as he got over here, I mean, I knew it was St. Patrick's Day, obviously, because it's all over the internet. And he was like, well, should we start out with something? He's like, I didn't feel like, an Irish beer. We're already having all these beers. I was like, well, I still have some Jameson. This is something that we reviewed probably a year ago now. It probably was around the time when we maybe last St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Go to the archives.
May have been the one thing that worked out because the beers did not that time.
It may have been, but yeah, if you want to go in the archives, a shameless plug right there after the beers we're having today, go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button and go look for this because we did a review of it and I'm pretty sure we liked it, but we're going to find out once again. We're going to see if it holds up before we get into the delicious beer arc that Keith has created. And I'm kind of very excited. I wish I could jump the arc and go to the last beer. I'm going to be honest with you right now.
The last one we're going to do the Pliny Ddh.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I figured. It's because I'm assuming double dry hopped and imperial over even though the Mosaic one probably is close in percentage alcohol wise, but we can talk about that in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Doing good. How are you doing today? I'm doing well. I think we're both doing well, right?
Doing well, yes.
Had a good week, a good solid week of just living.
Yeah, oh, that's true. just living the dream.
Sometimes just living the dream.
We would wear green if it wouldn't affect the green screen effect that we had.
So thankfully we have chalkboard green here.
Chalkboard green behind us.
You got that going on. Yeah, that's what we
would just
got.
be two floating heads if we were wearing green.
Yeah, exactly.
We should cover ourselves up in that.
We could. Put it over me, just like a little bit.
Look at that's what happens. Disappears. Okay.
Got to hide some things. So, oops. Hold on. Got to fix it. The magic is being taken away. So the Jameson, like I said, unofficial quick review. The Jameson Caskmates Stout Edition. It is their Jameson whiskey. They got together with a local brewery. It might even say on the back here.
I remember that. We looked it up, I think.
They actually had given barrels to this brewery because that brewery did a barrel-aged stout using their Jameson casks, and then those casks were then returned back to Jameson that had held that stout, and then they actually aged some whiskey in that as well. And I think for like 6 months, I can't remember.
The barrel keeps giving and it keeps giving.
It
gives some more.
Collaboration with our neighbors at 8D Brewing. They borrow our casks to age their fine Irish stout, and we then finish our signature whiskey in these stout seasoned oak barrels. The result, classic smoothness of Jameson with notes of coffee, chocolate, and butterscotch. I remember actually liking this one, and these are never very expensive too. We did the IPA edition as well a long time ago.
I remember that.
That one was very light. I don't even, like I said, it definitely was a slight difference between that and regular Jameson, but it wasn't like, oh, you've got to go get some of this. Like I remember liking this one.
Have an IPA
more.
and then have a shot.
Yeah, make an IPA Boilermaker with Jameson. But yeah, this one, because I lean more toward, like, Irish whiskeys are fine. There are definitely some that I've had that are delicious. But I lean more toward actual bourbon or scotch, like just a little more abundance of flavor, where these tend to be a little lighter, a little fruitier, which again has their place.
More mixers and stuff. Yeah, at least not these necessarily, but like I know we've got a Trader Joe's Irish whiskey that we sell a lot of, but it just makes me think of like highballs and a more of a mixer kind of thing.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a little I'm almost getting like a little nuttiness, but
So
just a
are
little
you.
chocolatey, a little, yeah, no, that's, okay.
That is good. That's very good. Oh my gosh.
Brewing.
Windows says hello. So first beer that we were going to kick off with before we get into, we've got a lot of conversation, but I want to get the beer like poured
Get it
and
poured.
start drinking because this does always happen. So first part of our beer arc, we talked about beer arcs last week. It's one of our favorite things. What's the short version of that while I pour this and get this beer?
How we decided on this?
No, how,
what a beer arc is?
Definition of what we call a beer arc.
We should actually write that down.
We could literally make it a
Make it
command.
concise. Oh, welcome, Pocket.
We could do that too. Pocket.
Yay.
How are you?
A beer arc is knowing that you're going to have, I would say, at least 3.
I would say
usually 4 to 5 beers, and not that you have to consume the entire beer, but you want to take the flavor profile. It doesn't have to be. Alcohol content doesn't have to figure into this, but you want to layer your flavors on top of each other so as that you can successfully enjoy each layer.
Correct.
So we usually start out with something lighter. It could be a sour that's not super puckery. It could be an IPA that's not maybe over the top. There's a lot of different.
Could it be
ways
something like this?
It could be this. In this case, it's the Velvet Glow from Russian River.
Yes, all the beers tonight will be from Russian River Brewing.
Yes.
Wonderful, apparently.
Apparently
a
one of
wonderful
my,
giver, friend of the podcast.
One
or
of my
it worked.
coworkers, Amy, she and her husband went on a couple of. They celebrated their anniversary and they went on a couple of week vacation. They went to Vegas first, but they wound up in the Santa Rosa neck of the woods and went actually to the brewery. And they didn't get the chance to try the younger. They didn't even get a chance to try it there
because they moved the date.
They moved the
date. They
date.
didn't personally. Russian River actually moved their.
Well, they had the release of the cans and it pushed back, but the younger has actually been released, but I think it's limited and it's gone. It's hard to get, so they didn't actually get that.
Okay, all right.
But I just told her, I said, whatever looks good. I said I have Consecration. There's a few I have a lot of, but I said any Pliny the Youngers would be good, and some of the things she got me we've had before, so we went past those. But there were 3 things that neither one of us has had before.
Correct.
And this is the first one. So thank you again, Amy, because I told her they drove, but you appreciate the effort it takes because you and I know you've made beer runs. You have your cooler. You have it. There's effort involved there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So it goes beyond just the outlaying of the cash, knowing that I will pay her back. There's also the transportation and effort and just the thoughtfulness of picking out different things and not saying, I don't know, I just said him, give me whatever.
Right.
So anyways, when I saw some of the things in here for the first time on Saturday, or it was on Sunday, I was like, oh. So anyways, we are sharing those with you on this St. Patrick's.
So there you go.
And the beer arc begins.
So yeah, the beer arc begins at the lightest stage. So a Hellish Lager, I'm not sure what the difference really is between a Hellish Lager and a lager. I don't know if that's just a fancy term for it.
I think Hellish is a town.
Is that what it is? Okay.
I think.
So this apparently was originally brewed from the Grace Brothers Brewery, which was around from 1933 to 1966, where they created many iconic beer brands, including Velvet Glow and Happy Hops. The Hellish Style Lager is a clean, crisp, and refreshing beer. The bright straw color and aromas. No. Not going to read the tasting. Not going to read those tasting notes.
Years ago we did the Rheinsdorf for the. Remember that we did it was during it was called the Lawnmower Beer. It was one of our early ones, and I thought that may have been a Hellas as well, but.
So a lager is a pilsner, typically has a distinct spicy hop taste, while a Hellas lager, often called a Munich Hellas lager,
that's where that comes
is
in.
much maltier and breadier.
Okay.
Hellas, which simply means bright in German, is indeed a bright malty alternative that retains the crispness of a lager without the spicy hops found in a pilsner. Interesting.
Okay.
This seems like something I would enjoy more because usually pilsner is okay. Although the Dragoon one we had last week when we did our other arc, the Dragoon Pils was actually quite delicious because they put a fair amount of hops in it too.
And I actually recommended that to one of my coworkers, and he tried it, and he and his wife liked it.
Oh, good.
And we just got some in on the 16th that was canned on the 14th. Extremely fresh.
Did you buy some just because of the freshness?
I might get a couple of cans. Yeah.
I would.
No, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely would. This definitely has a breadier aroma, like bready, yeasty, like kind of fresh baked bread or about to be baked bread almost. Yeah. It's not actually baked yet. It's kind of got that doughy, yeasty kind of smell.
weird. I do get some. I'm not getting
and a little
ton.
lemon, like a little lemon zest as well. That's nice.
It's funny what I aromas I am picking up on. I'm not picking up on lately, but it's all going in the right direction. A little mildy funk on the end.
Yeah, there's a little bit. The little bit of lemon is still in there.
Yeah.
A milder version of everything I get in the aroma, I get in the taste. It's a little light, lemon. It's not even, I wouldn't even say it's zest. It's almost more toward the juice because there's like a little sweetness to it. It's not like that. It's not like just the oils that you would get off of a lemon. And then it's the yeastiness, and that bready character. But that's nice. It's very crisp, refreshing. Like I said, again, tiny bit of funk, like you said, but not too much.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that.
But no, this is good, warm weather beer, lawnmower beer, pool beer, like all those kinds of things.
Good start to the arc.
Good start to the arc. Perfect. Exactly.
The arc has successfully commenced. So,
okay, yeah, we have like a lot of topics to talk about, a lot of sports related stuff. So if you are into sports or not into sports, just keep the tab open, but mute us for a minute or whatever if you don't want to hear about it. But because not everyone's in it. But yeah, we've got some sports to talk about. So the only thing I had Cubs related was I saw. So we signed the big name from
from Japan,
which was like that seemed like a big deal. Like even the owners of the Cubs somehow got involved, and they said that was like what swung the deal. So it sounds like that was a pretty big signing. And funny enough, I saw this multiple times. I always try and like verify my sources because sometimes, through Twitter, I always try and make sure that either the beat writers or the sports writers that I follow in the Cubs market, the Bears in Illinois, verify it in some way. But I saw multiple reports, because people were sad about what's going on with the Cubs the former Cubs not coming back and re-signing and stuff. But everything I saw, we actually offered them more money, and they wound up taking less in free agency, either through trades or choosing, like I said, between Rizzo actually took like $10 or $12 million less to stay with the Yankees. I know he's been a Yankee fan his whole life. That was his team. So it's probably, just wanted to stay there. Although then that upsets their other first baseman. It seems like there's going to be some bad things going on there. Don't they have another guy
who is there? Luke Voigt, but I think they were wanting to trade him.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it sounded like maybe the writing was on the wall for him. And then the same thing even with Bryant and some of the other, like supposedly the Cubs made offers to all these players. And I saw this verified, not just by like, what you're always going to see from the company. They're always going to say, we did right by that, but I saw other people say as a total package, we were offering more for all of those players than what they wound up finding in free agency. So either they just overvalued themselves to some extent and then didn't want to come back because they thought that would look bad, or, people have their pride
just
and everything.
Not like the organization.
That too.
That could be
always possible.
Got hard times with that, which I would be upset about that a little. Not upset, but sad to hear that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw the Rizzo signing a couple days ago, and I was like, damn it. And then I wasn't as hopeful of Bryant coming back, just because I really hadn't heard anything.
And also the deal, I was kind of. It's funny because people are like, "Oh, I wish." I was like, "Not at that money." Like I don't know. Like I don't know if I've just gotten stingy in my old age, but I'm just like, that's too much money for his production. Like you looked at last year, like I don't know, you got somebody hitting like 250 and hitting 25 home runs and
I don't know
whatever
why Bryant
else.
would want to go to the Rockies. I guess for your
ball
own
fly a little
numbers,
farther there.
I guess, yeah. I guess that's it. But so.
But what news did you bring to the table?
Aaron Rodgers' favorite receiver. Not so fast.
Well, Devontae Adams is
not so fast. Not anymore.
Oh.
He was traded.
He was traded?
He was traded to the Raiders.
What?
I know.
That I honestly didn't know. Keith was about to tell me before the show. I was like, just wait till we just podcast.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No. And I guess...
because I just saw already, because they like put him under the franchise tag. We're Bears fans here, so anything that goes bad for the Packers always makes us happy. Because they were making him, because they put him under the franchise. He's like, I won't play on the franchise tag. You need to make me a deal. You need to do whatever. And unfortunately, they just paid a lot of money to a quarterback that may get COVID at any moment. They just paid like him a ton of money, even though like this year it sounds like it's so this year like his deal is like mildly capish. They said already next year his deal like is going to hit 60 million against 50 or 60 million against the cap, which is just insane. Like you just literally they've gone all in again for this year, and apparently what did they get back for it? Picks? I'm assuming
a first round pick this year, two high picks, and one is I know at least a first round. This year.
If you had a first and a third or something like that, would probably be pretty good.
Well, yeah, but supposedly. What I was hearing on the way over is that Aaron Rodgers knew this when he was signing his contract, that Davante Adams had already said he wasn't coming back, and that was supposedly that's what's been said. But
and then he immediately signed a 5-year, $141 million deal.
Which I guess was similar to what the Packers were offering. I heard that on the way over too.
That's weird then.
So, yeah.
That almost doesn't make sense. I just assumed the Packers just didn't. I mean, because they were talking about they were already over the cap before they even tried to do Aaron Rodgers stuff. So it's like that was kind of nuts that they were even going to. Packers are chamber.
And Derek Carr and Davante Adams were they played together in college.
Oh.
I did not know that. I heard that on the way over too. They were saying in 2 years they had the numbers that they had together. I don't know where they both went to college, but yep. 2 prime. Oh, okay.
What did it say?
It just says 2 prime 2022 picks. I heard one was a first round. I don't know when the other.
Wow, if they're both this year, I mean that's decent, but that was like literally your best receiver.
Right. And their second best is a free agent still as well.
Yeah.
So and then I heard Baker Mayfield has to be traded after the whole.
Well, because they interviewed, did they wind up? Did we sign a shortstop, Villars or something like that?
Yes, Jonathan Villar. He used to be with the Brewers, and I think more recently he was with the Mets. Yes, but yeah, I just saw that today too. They've been signing a lot of little pieces like that.
Why, hello, friend Bree. How's it going? Good to see you.
How was the food stream?
It went very well. I hung out in there yesterday. It was really cool.
Okay.
It was I forget the name of the woman that was the co-host or the main host, but you were definitely the star of the show. Yeah, it was really cool. She made Bree was making a lamb burger. It was kind of like a little St. Patrick's Day theme. It was Caitlin, thank you. It was a lamb burger that she made, and then it had corned beef on the bottom, and then she was doing roasted potatoes.
Oh my god.
They were enjoying a nice nice beer as things were going on, and they were telling like Irish jokes and different things, and they had it was very cool. I enjoyed it.
Well,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
good to hear. I'm glad.
And the archive actually is still up, I believe. So if anybody in chat wants to go check that out, you can totally do that. I'll put up the link in a little bit. Yeah, that burger looked really good. Yeah, like very well seasoned and stuff. But yeah, it looked like they had a good time. And for as we know, when you're trying to have someone call, like they were doing it remotely, when you're trying to have someone call in and try and sync all that stuff up, they did a very good job. So that rounded out great.
Oh, they were not in the same.
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Okay,
So yeah, it was like when we've had guests before, when we did our little call in thing a couple times stuff. So sounds like Debo was there. Yeah, it does. Yeah, maybe. She was in Michigan. I was in Virginia. Yep. See, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
So cross the states.
Yeah, does make it a little funkier. It just depends on what you're doing. So that's so then well done. Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that it went well.
And hopefully that means more maybe solo Brie cooking streams in the future. I hope to see that. That's I think that would be the key. That would be the very much key. But yeah, congratulations. That went very well. You did a great job. I like this.
We happy about Villar? That sounds like our clip.
We happy. Are we happy?
I think he's just a versatile piece that they can plug in a lot of different places. So possibly. It seems like they've gotten a lot of those kind of pieces lately with Andrelton Simmons, and they still have hopefully a healthy Nico Horner and Nick Madrigal. So there's a lot of questions there.
Little Nico Horner who sat in the corner.
Yes, eating his curds and whey.
It is actually really nice. Like I said, normally I'm not a lager person, but I think this style, it's a little breadier. We were just talking about, even though it's lighter, under 5% alcohol, so you can join a couple of these. But yeah, little bready. There's a little bit of funk in there, a little bit of lemon, kind of not quite zest, like I said, because I don't think it's quite that oily. But like I said, a little bit of lemon in there, a little bready, little yeast. I think it's actually pretty tasty. So yeah, this is the first of our second beer arc. Over the last couple of weeks, and this is kind of fun. I like this.
Yeah, this isn't what we were going to do this week, but when these when this beer came back and was given, was presented to me, I was like, I knew what we were going to do immediately. I was like, going to do this. So
yeah,
I like that I wonder if that's even because that kind of looks like a throwback label. I wonder if that's even what that was like originally. And I was reading in my Arizona Highways from a month or two ago that there was a big brewery in Phoenix that was open from like the 30s to the 60s. And, I think that's kind of cool when even if you're not necessarily, recreating the exact style, but you just sort of tap into a little history or a little nostalgia and include that in what you're doing and going forward. So
You'll be in Arizona September 9th through the 16th. We're meeting. I'm cooking. I like the sounds of this.
Okay.
I like the sounds
Where
of this.
in Arizona?
I think in the Phoenix area visiting family. She'll be up there. I saw that on Twitter. Yes, I thought it was in the Phoenix area. That sounds like a plan. I'll rent a car. Well, I hope you won't be biking down here. That might take too long. Who will be out after surgery, I heard?
He had Tommy John surgery.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to see him ever again.
Well, at least till next year. It's just kind of struck me, not necessarily with the Tommy John thing, but a lot of these people that are, the spring training's beginning and this person's out with an injury and Alzole's got a shoulder and Tatis was riding a motorcycle and so he's out 3 months because he's got a broken wrist and it's like, you're ball players. What are you doing? Take care. Yeah. So anyway, take care of yourself. Get this done.
Maybe
early.
that was how he injured himself. He was like, "Wait, what? We signed something?" Oh, he just like went off the side of the road.
He was so excited. Yeah. We're not going to be playing for a while.
Wow, I cannot believe that Devontae Adams was traded.
I know. Well, it was funny
and that Aaron Rodgers knew about it.
If that's true, that is what I heard. But one of the guys I work with is a big Raiders fan, and he's like, "We got Devontae Adams." Yeah, he was very excited.
Unfortunately, you have no one to throw to him.
Right? Oh, his former college quarterback.
Yeah, Derek Carr.
Now that division is going to be nuts next year.
It is.
The Chargers, the Raiders, the Chiefs, and the Broncos. That'll be fun watching all those games.
Yeah. I feel bad for their records. Are going to be like the person who wins the division could be like 9-8 or something like that.
Right.
Whatever the math is. So much for the Kimbrel trade?
Well, just for this year. But Madrigal's coming back. He was part of that too.
Oh, was he?
He was the other. Yeah, he was the second baseman that they got that was hitting over 300, high contact. So hopefully, yeah, they'll by next year they'll both be healthy. And it's the thing, sports in life, you never know how your health is going to hold up. Unfortunately, so
yeah, that's very true. Don't I know it? Oh,
don't I know it?
Don't I know it? Yeah, that's nuts. We've also been watching some basketball. Obviously, the NCAA tournament's going on right now, so that's always a lot of fun. Thankfully, our hometown team, not NAU.
Not NAU, no.
The U of A, the University of Arizona Wildcats, are a #1 seed this year. Amazing turnaround. Their team is so fun to watch. Like, I am very excited. I think they're going to, I think they easily could get to a Final Four. At least Elite Eight or Final Four.
A lot of people are predicting
I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, so there was an interesting stat. Like, I love, like I said, I shockingly, I mean, we do have a TikTok. I know, shock that we have one. But I do like going through TikTok, and I get a lot of sports stuff on there sometimes. And so people have been putting out like stats and statistics. I love when, it's always like 12 out of the last 14 seasons, now 13 out of the last 15, and 12 has beaten a 5, like all those kind of fun stats. But the one that I heard the other day, it was completely paraphrasing, but it was like the last, I don't know, I think it was like the last 8 or 10 winners of the tournament have had two things in common. They've been like a top 20 in this and a top 50.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And it went through, and it was basically Gonzaga, Arizona. There was like 6 teams that had that this year, and it was Gonzaga, Arizona. Can't remember the other 3, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. That at least plays into that too. But
yeah, I saw it was a statistic where if you ranked in the top like 20 in both of these offensive and defensive metrics.
Yes.
U of A was like 15 or
yeah, U of A was like higher
than
almost
that.
than anybody else in both of them. Like their defense is great this year, and they're off. So
hopefully they lose tomorrow.
Oh God, why would you say that? Has it's happened once, right? Didn't the 16 beat one?
Just a few years ago.
That happened. I remember that finally did happen.
Monmouth or whatever.
Yeah, didn't they beat like
Virginia?
Oh, it was Virginia. I was thinking, who's the other? I always think Villanova always seems to like to lose early too, except for when they did that. They did win it all that one year.
That's true.
But it seemed like every other year it was always like they were almost like losing at the beginning of the tournament. They were.
Yeah, no, it was Virginia. And then the next year, I think Virginia won it all. So I believe that's how that worked.
Oh, okay. That's nice. And we're drinking out of our custom glasses that no one else can possibly get.
That's true. Yes.
I went that route as well.
Good. Good glass choice.
What else? Anything else exciting been going on this week?
No, baseball's back, but we touched on that briefly. That was last week at this time when that's
we were
just finding out about that. All these free agencies.
Bears made some other good signings though. Signed a good interior defensive lineman, Ojobi,
and a guard. I thought too.
Also signed a guard. It sounds like we're going to sign possibly a defensive end from the Raiders that has knowledge of the system of our new head coach, which should be good. There's a linebacker we're supposed to bring in that's going to have a lot of speed too to go with Roquan's. I think our defense could, as long as we can find a cornerback.
I wonder if...
And we need some wide receivers. I saw Allen Robinson sign with the Rams.
Oh, I was going to say, I wonder if he's going to sign with the Packers, but he signed already.
He signed a 3-year deal with the Rams.
Okay.
And so then people were talking about, because now the Rams have like almost 6 wide receivers on their team that are, because
they got some guys who were injured. Well, but he's going to be out.
What's it? Well,
Beckham had yeah.
But they still have him signed though. So you got Beckham Jr., you got Robert Woods, you've got Allen Robinson now, you've got Cooper Kupp, and then there was someone else I'm forgetting. Anyway, they had like 5 because I saw the list and they're like, so they were talking about that Robert Woods might be one of the people that they may try and entice people to trade with.
Oh, okay.
So that the Bears name, we're being brought into that, but we're not going to trade any picks. Like our new regime, they're not doing that.
We don't have any picks.
Thankfully, we've gotten 1 back or 2 back because of the Khalil Mack trade, one of them this year. So that's actually a good thing. So I don't see we're going to do that. We're going to keep trying to get as much value as possible. I'm surprised we even made a move on the first day to get that guy, but he should be perfect for what we need. We went and saw the Batman again. We saw it twice.
I saw you tweeted about that. Yeah.
Went and saw that a second time, so that was good. I was thinking about the pitching part of the trade, and I was looking forward to seeing Hoyer this year.
Yeah, he pitched well for the Cubs when he came over last year. He was definitely going to be a good part of the bullpen. I feel so.
He pitched too well.
Yeah, too hard. He was throwing too hard. Well, I guess even last year his velocity was down, so from what it had been, but. Was it just as good the second time, or you rethought?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, no, it was great.
Okay.
Yeah, no, really thoroughly enjoyed it once again. So
we watched on Netflix last week. It's called The Atom Project.
Oh yeah, with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Have you watched it?
No, I've seen the clips of it. Was it fun? It looks like it would be fun.
It's like Back to the Future meets Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, there's a lot of songs being played.
There's
and they're going
songs,
back in time.
yeah, not as much songs, but then there's the time travel is involved.
Okay.
And
because he meets himself, right? Like
yes, he meets himself.
Yeah, I've seen the clips of that. They've been kind of
Mark Ruffalo and Zoe Saldana, and Jennifer Garner. And,
Jesus Christ, it is a Marvel universe.
Catherine Keener, and
did they literally hire the entire Marvel cast?
It's but it was fun. And I like Ryan Reynolds. So.
Yeah, he's funny.
Except
for that one movie he was just in recently with The Rock, we couldn't even keep watching it.
Which one was that?
That Red Book, Red Revolver, It was him. It was like an action movie. It was just on Netflix. It was Ryan Reynolds. Chat. What is it? Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and and the woman who plays Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was the reason I wanted to watch it. I was like, I'd like to see a movie with a girl who plays Wonder Woman.
And I thought that with those people in it, you'd think
you would think that, wouldn't you?
No?
We could not even keep watching it.
Oh wow.
Like, this is absolutely terrible.
No, well, we enjoyed it. It was just like it was fun, a little touching at the end, and it was good. So
ew, he's touching himself.
No, there was there was a little touching at the end. Wait, hold on.
God, that's my younger self. That's even worse.
Oh God, what are you doing? Jesus. Don't do that.
Yeah. Oh my God, what'd you do to yourself?
Yeah, what'd you do to yourself?
Oh, that's good. That's the way it looked. I was like, I'll probably at some point I will put this on just to like hopefully just smile a little bit and just kind of enjoy. So that sounds like a good option.
That's what will happen.
Yeah. I saw the other big thing from this week, speaking of Marvel stuff, was all of the Marvel TV shows that were on Netflix have now moved. They're all on Disney Plus now. So if you want any of that stuff, they've kind of opened up that, because Disney Plus for a while didn't have those things because they didn't want the more mature R-rated content. Like they were kind of trying to keep it more family. So now when you open up the Disney Plus app, I guess newly for the first time, it says something there. Would you like to see more mature type? Like it even like has like a warning on there or something. And then as soon as you do, then all of that stuff pops up where it's like Daredevil. And like,
oh, okay.
So that stuff is all, they're kind of getting everything together all under one umbrella. But actually we've been enjoying, there was a new season that come out and we didn't even watch all of the previous season, but we started watching on Disney Plus is, I forget what it's called, but it's Jeff Goldblum is in it. It's just him like learning about stuff where it's like Jeff Goldblum learns about ice cream. Encourage over drinking day.
We will never encourage over drinking.
No, just the right drink.
Just the right amount.
As we mentioned earlier, Chungus, today, amateur hour. People that don't know how to drink or hold their alcohol, they go out and they do something stupid. Don't do that. Don't be that person.
That.
Stay home, hang out with us.
Don't be that
Enjoy
person.
a beverage that'll be way cheaper. Just hanging out here. Aww.
What's the story, Noam? Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
Chungus, thank you for the 11-month resub. I appreciate that. That was super
nice.
nice.
9-month streak. There we go.
I know.
Streaking for 9 months.
They call him the streak. It's the best I can do.
Streaking for 9 months.
Chungus, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Are you having a beverage tonight? Are you relaxing, sitting, kicking back, enjoying a beverage, maybe watching some NCAA basketball that we were just talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a fun time.
The World According to Jeff Goldblum. I think that's literally what it's called. But like he did it like it's like, I'm learning about barbecue. What does barbecue have to? And like, so there's some history stuff. There's some him going to different places and learning how they do. You know, what's the difference between this rub and a Carolina? But it's just like a very just kind of fun, nice light show.
Yeah.
Feeling good about my Steelers offseason. That's right. We were talking about that earlier. How do you like Mitchell Trubisky?
Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, Mitchell Trubisky. You also signed, we talked about the other day, you signed a lineman from the Bears, which was one of our better offensive linemen. So that's
was
a
Wichita lineman? No.
Wichita?
He was a lineman from the Bears. No? It's funny how
I think
Trubisky now is like, Dan Patrick. Yeah. And a couple other people like,
Trubisky.
they're like, this is a good signing. And they're like, it's value. It's better than Ben Roethlisberger was this year. I heard a lot of different things. And he did he even get in at all last year?
So he literally everyone's fervor, excitement for Mitchell Trubisky is literally based on Trubisky's redemption as it could be. I never had.
He has a better record than Kyler Murray, and he's been to the playoffs twice, right? I mean,
yeah,
okay.
I never had anything like directly. It just, I mean, so he always had the propensity for overthrowing the ball, which is not Matt Nagy's fault. And Matt Nagy's system was shit.
Well, and
that was not his fault. Like there are so many, like as John Henry Bonzo would know, of us watching Bears games going like, he overthrew an open man again. Like, the amount of times he would and then he could he'd make a throw. You're like, how did he make that throw? And not the last three.
Right.
So it's frustrating. But I hope he does better. I hope he does better for your Steelers. Like I said, I never had anything against him personally. Like I think if all of that stuff that you read about that was going on behind the scenes, if that was really going on, he handled that very well.
I didn't realize, how much Nagy did not want him as his quarterback. That's what I've heard. That and he wouldn't change it. They were talking about normally,
but he even did that
if you have a quarterback, you change. You can you try to change your system to work with your player's skills, as opposed to it was like, no, he wasn't going to
but he did this. But the thing is, though, when they actually got the quarterback that he supposedly wanted, he did the exact same thing. He did not know how to change his system to adapt to the players that he had. And that was the big problem. He just could not do that in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, no, hopefully, like I said, I hope he has a good season. But no, his whole excitement for this was literally like the two preseason games that he played, and he threw well against preseason defenses. Like he was, overall 15 for 25 for 300 yards or something like that. And so everyone was like, oh, he actually can play, but of course he's not going to start over
Josh Allen.
For Josh Allen. But but yeah, it was one of those. But that's literally like all anyone saw, because he didn't play any other games. So it'll be interesting. But I think an upgrade over. God, who's your backup quarterback? What was his name?
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Yeah. That's probably an upgrade over Mason Rudolph. Honestly. And probably even an upgrade over Ben Roethlisberger.
It was Florio and Dan Patrick were talking about. They were saying that, that it's definitely an upgrade over Big Ben this last year. So
yeah. You don't like Rudolph? Yeah, the couple times I saw him play, it wasn't like, it was like, oh, he's got some flashes of greatness. It was just going,
yeah.
Ever since he got himself hit in the head with a helmet, he's soured for me. That'll do it. That will do it. Oh, man. But yeah, like I said, so lots of football. I cannot believe that about Devontae Adams, though. That is still just blowing my mind that he was traded to the Raiders. That is insane. Like, I don't even know. He's like, you said even their next best wide receiver is not signed under contract.
Right. You'd think he'd be like, I'm looking for that call now.
Yeah, I know. You think he would be like, I need a little more now.
Yeah.
I'm interested in a little more money. And they're like, sorry, that guy took it. It's like, sorry, it's coming back to you. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all that kind of stuff goes. All right, so this was first beer in the beer arc. We talked about what that was at the beginning of the podcast. If you missed our show from last week, where we kind of went into depth how the arc started, the conversation, the jokes that we make about it, that it is has become in our family, jumping the arc. Where are we at in the arc? Is that the next one for the arc? How many more are we going to have? Like all this kind of stuff. Right. You can definitely go in the archives at AboutBeverages.com, or go over to YouTube specifically for that archive complete podcast and learn all about it. But today we are doing another arc, this time from one specific brewery, which is also really cool. It's almost like doing a flight in a way.
Yeah,
like think
true.
of it like that. When you do a flight of beers, you kind of start from light to dark, or possibly lower in alcohol to higher.
Are we just renaming the flight? Is that what? Now that I feel, oh my gosh, all we're doing is renaming the flight.
Oh no,
Is that all we've done?
God, is that all?
Is the arc different from the flight?
Well, the flight usually is lighter, as in small amounts. Usually we drink full-size beers.
That's true. Over the course of several hours, that's true. It can happen. It can be both, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess typically when you hear
The
flight,
arc thinks like a bridge. It's much sturdier because it's got to hold up so much more beer.
The flight is like
so much
taking
more liquids.
like one beer and turning it into like four. Is
Yes.
the flight.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Whereas we are
okay.
taking,
Okay.
and sometimes like this. Obviously, we split this one, but this one was a 500 ml, right?
Is it a pint and a half or?
You're a pint and a half.
Yeah, I'm not a pint and a half, but
510 mil,
16.
1.25 fluid ounces.
1.25 fluid ounce.
1 pint, 1.25. So it's 17 and a quarter ounces.
Okay.
510
That's
mil.
an interesting size.
That's a really interesting number.
Usually like their Pliny's are 16.9, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Bottled on 10/1 of 2021.
Oh, okay. So that has a little, but one like that, you're not really probably going to lose too much. So
But it was still good.
it was.
It was still good. But anyway,
good. All
so
right.
second one, as we put in chat just a minute ago, and I will throw it back up again. The next beverage we're going to have is the Mosaic Stack IPA.
Stack.
This one is also obviously from Russian River Brewing.
Couldn't find it on their site though.
Little difficult to find, anything.
Yeah.
So the link that I have up there, if you click on it, goes to Untapped. And even funny enough, the link to Untapped literally just says 100% Mosaic hop.
Yeah,
that's
it's
it.
not very. Yeah,
Doesn't
no,
have
I
a
had gone there
graphic.
as well.
We'll have a slightly better graphic here in a moment that we can show to everybody when we actually record and do that podcast. But we got to go grab that beer.
Let's do that.
Take a little fresher, get up and move. Maybe you guys should get up and move a little bit if you've been sitting there for any length of time. And we'll be right back. That song is called Amber Sea. Here's Hellish Stream Beats. This is off of their well-named Chill Step playlist.
97.5.
I know.
95.5 KY.
I was just going to
OT.
say, KY.
The Coyote.
Real jazz. Is that still on?
No. I don't think there are any. I mean, Sirius has,
Will you play some jazz flute for us, Ron
called
Burgundy?
watercolor. Yeah.
That's all I can think of when I think of jazz.
Smooth jazz.
You play some jazz flute for us, Mr. Ron Burgundy? Oh, man. Oh, no.
What?
We'll have the beer first.
Uh-oh. You
Hi,
got
Beverage
news?
and Beverage Bro. Sunshine, good
Hello
to see
there.
you. How are you, Sunshine? How are things? We are about to do, I guess, kind of technically the second podcast. It's all tied together as a larger arc. This entire podcast will go up in archive format up on YouTube. But if you want one of these little bite-sized ones, we usually pick out at least one or two of these to go up on the site. So this will be one of those that we'll be recording now. We'll see which one we like better. I'm going to guess probably it's going to be the second one that's going to go up. But this could be, I love Mosaic. It's probably one of my,
Yeah. It's
it's definitely up there with one of my favorite
It's a
hops.
delicious hop.
You're doing well? That is good to hear. I like it. That is a good feeling.
So you're not going to forget what you're going to share after the podcast, are you?
No, it's not a share thing. I was going to ask him. I was about to go into something, and then I was like,
okay.
"Oh, let's have the beer before it gets more."
Oh, okay. All right. That sounds
I
good.
was gonna go into some.
Is it an opening to the podcast or no?
No,
Oh, it's not even podcast
no, it's
related.
not
All right.
even podcast related
All right.
nor adjacent.
Okay. Jason? What?
Adjacent. Enjoyed an Over the Moon Milk Stout tonight from Guinness. Guinness Over the Moon Milk Stout. All right.
Have not heard of that. They're expanding. That's Guinness with one
There it
S.
is. Yeah,
No.
exactly. Over the Moon Milk Stout. That's a cute can. Tasting notes: aroma, espresso and chocolate.
Yeah.
Flavor:
that's what you
cocoa,
want from
caramel,
that.
fresh coffee, sweet fruit, palate smooth. Finishing with a hint of sweetness. 5.3%. Deep brown but clear.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
like
okay.
it's just okay.
See through.
Whitehead hop. Oh, Mosaic hops in it.
Mosaic. It's a Mosaic kind of night.
Oh my God, we were just talking. The beer we're about to have has
Wow.
Mosaic hops in it. That's interesting. It's not a stout though, but we were gonna have one of
No.
these. After 200 plus years of making the world's most popular dry stouts, we decided it was high time to brew a sweeter style, so our American brewing team developed a milk stout, meaning a stout brewed with lactose, which imparts a milk. I would totally try that. That actually sounds good. Thank you for talking about that.
The American brewing team. Yeah.
These Americans.
Would you please brew something that is...
You make us something that is sweeter for your unrefined American palates.
We've decided it's time.
We decide it's time
to cater to you.
What do you think did us in? The salmon mousse. Did you use canned salmon again, Deirdre? Truth. All right. Yeah, so we're going to record a podcast with Sunshine. I'm going to have to look for that. That sounds actually pretty tasty. We're going to record a podcast when we record that podcast, such as this one, when it goes up eventually on YouTube. Again, shameless plug. Hit the subscribe button there. I take down a few things, like as you can see, some of the graphics and extra things came out. So if you were about to follow and want all the hoopla and all that kind of stuff, you can wait a few minutes, like maybe like 10 minutes to hit the hoopla follow button. If you want to, if you don't mind doing it in silence, you can still go ahead and do it. We'll shout you out in a little bit once we get done with the podcast.
We like to put a little spotlight on you though when we can.
We do, yeah, definitely. So if you guys want to wait for that, you're more than welcome to. If you were about to sub or resub or do any of those kinds of things, just wait, just hold on to it. Just hold on to it if you want the full hoopla. I'll be right back. Yeah, just hold on to the hoopla. It's not going to be there.
Hoopla.
Hoopla. There are two things I love in life.
Only
Beer?
two?
Well, there's a lot of things I love in life. That's true.
But
the two that come to mind
right now
at this moment, because one of them is at the table,
and the tastier
is not only hopefully a delicious beer, but one that's just brought to me.
Didn't have to go. I brought it to you.
Yeah, I didn't have to go and purchase it.
Brought to me.
It was brought to you, so that's even
True.
better. It's like it's gone that way. I mean, obviously you have some financial obligation going on, so I appreciate that it was brought in this way. But
she might add a fuel surcharge in there. I'm not sure.
Oh my God, how about fuel surcharges right now? the recording of this podcast, gas is getting expensive.
Yep,
at least for us.
March 17th. Yeah. 2022.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, actually.
St. Patrick's Day. That's true. We are recording this on St. Patrick's Day. But yes, this beer was brought from a friend, a coworker, a friend.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And it's from one of our favorite breweries. Definitely up there.
Dare we say favorite brewery?
I don't know if I'd say favorite.
No, one of our favorites.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I was like,
I left out a couple words there.
Yeah.
One of our favorite breweries. We'll compile that list eventually someday, but
we will do that. Maybe by the end of the year, we'll come up with
one of our favorite breweries.
Yes. So one of our favorite breweries, we've got a beer as part of our next continuing beer arc that we've been talking about.
Correct.
That's what we've got in IPA for this. Give it a shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Mosaic Stack IPA from Russian River Brewing Company, located in Santa Rosa, California. As we've podcasted and discussed Russian River many times. They do wonderful, delicious things. They do aged beers. They do IPAs. They do, obviously, the Pliny the Elder is one of their big things that you can get year round. The Pliny the Younger is available a short period of time. And if you happen to be at the brewery or in California, you can try that. And unfortunately for us, Russian River does not deliver to where we are here in Southern Arizona. So we usually have to go get it. Or like I said, in this case, it was brought to me by my coworker, Amy. She and her husband were in that area, and they were kind enough to cull together a variety of offerings, things that we had never seen before, and one of them is here today.
Fantastic. So this one is 100% Mosaic hops. There is a little bit of difficulty. We couldn't, the link that we will have down here in the comments is just literally to Untapped, and it is exactly what I told you. Just says literally 100% Mosaic hops. There was not a lot of other information on it. Their website, which is actually pretty good for the most part.
Right. I was surprised
with a lot of their archive stuff, it didn't. So maybe this was kind of like a one-off beer or something that was kind of just like in small scale of some sort. But it's just regular IPA. It's not, it doesn't mention anything about extra dry hopping or anything, but it's just featuring Mosaic specifically. So
you did a good job with that. I took that picture of that can in the dairy box at Trader Joe's, and look at you working. And look at that. Actually got a little bit of lighting on there. It's kind of,
you can thank yourself for the lighting part of it.
Well, but
I did nothing.
Surprisingly, I didn't do that on purpose. Although I did look around for the right background and try to. There was some places I was like, no, there's shadows there, but. So, but then, well done, sir.
Maybe you could start having different people you work with, just start being a part of the show. Like if they want to start modeling the beers for us or something, if you have them there, you're taking them. Yeah, exactly. Have them held in suggestive poses or something like that.
Well,
No, that went an extra mile. Sorry. Clear-ish, but a little bit of cloud to
Yeah.
it. Like I wouldn't call this a hazy by any means,
but
it's a little bit cloudy.
Yeah.
It's not completely see-through and clear.
Yep.
But yeah, nice golden color. And now we're going to get to the best, well, one of the better parts.
that's right. The next best part.
The aroma.
No, Trader Joe's does not sell it. I had taken it home, and then I came right from work to Andrew's here in the tasting room, so I had to have it with me at work. So that's why it happened to be at Trader Joe's.
If you were in California, don't some Trader Joe's actually sell Russian River?
I don't think.
Or was
so.
that who actually does sell it? Is it
Whole Foods?
Whole Foods? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Whole Foods is like their major distributor in California.
Okay. Okay. I think
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I think I am too.
All right. Quick note as well, very fresh. This was canned on the 4th of February, so just a little over a month and a half. So that's very fresh. Like I said, when you're talking about an IPA like this, so that was pretty exciting. Are you getting anything from this particularly aroma wise?
A little bit of dank actually, a little like resiny dank, and there's a little bit of some sort of fruit, but I'm not quite picking up on that. But I do get like I said, just a nice kind of like a base heavier hop note.
Yeah, I would say like this is kind of when I think of Mosaic, this is almost bringing together the two things that you can get for it. Sometimes I have had Mosaics that are a little on the fruitier side, and then sometimes I have had some that are a little bit more on the piney resinous, a little bit dank. And this has a little bit of both. It's weighing more toward the piney resinous side.
Okay,
I think.
I would say
a little bit of dank, a little maltier. It's not quite the onion ring, but I picked up on like a tiny hint.
Bit of that. Yeah,
I picked up
it.
on a tiny hint of that where there's like that kind of the extra little malty sweetness in there.
Yep.
But there is a little fruit as well, not anything distinct. Like I would probably just say some sort of citrus, like I'm getting a little lemon, a little lime, something like that. But very light, more toward the piney resonance. But again, what I look for in this hop is being represented very well. So I'm looking forward to the taste. Do we have to wait any longer?
No.
Good. Oh.
I think those ratings numbers have gone up actually. When I saw it, it was in the 3s. I thought. It's
Really?
A little over 4. Yeah.
Interesting.
In the like high 3s, but still in the 3s.
I rated it 15 times a day, for instance. That's not right.
I got to move it up.
Yeah. Must be fairly easy to get, or to come by. A lot of people within the last couple of days have been having it, so that's always good.
Yeah.
Which
is weird that it's not on the website.
Yeah, it must have been like just a one-off or something. I don't know. March 13th, so. Oh. You ready?
I think so.
Okay. I really like that.
It's a little more restrained than I was expecting. And there's a part of it sort of mid palate where it just kind of disappears for a little bit.
Right.
But there's a bitterness to it for sure.
Yeah.
And there is that little bit of that resin. I thought it was going to be a little bit more, but I like it.
So I wonder, this one is interesting to me because this one is a lot more soft palate than lower.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if some of that is maybe being a little bit like, to me, I got a little bit of blueberry.
Oh, okay.
A little, and definitely resin and
Okay.
bitter. So that heaviness is still there that we got in
Okay.
the aroma. It's not quite as heavy as I thought it was going to be, which is nice.
Right.
And for me, it turned into a little bit more toward perfumey. Like there's a little bit of light blueberry. That seems to
Okay.
be what the fruit is. maybe a little bit of even like grapefruit on the back end, and then just kind of just some light, like again, just like light flowers, like that kind of thing, like that kind of perfuminess is in there. Like I said, so for me, it was almost instant, like, which I kind of would agree with you, where you're like, oh, the mid palate, it kind of gets lost. And that's where, for me, it was like almost all soft palate. Like I said, you were saying it was kind of a little more empty on that, but yeah, nice firm bitterness at the end. I think this is very good.
And that could just be, we discussed this still too, my sense of smell and taste to some extent, but taste is mostly back, but the smell's definitely still returning, and it's very hit and miss, but it's more hit than miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so I've
definitely
been very happy about that. So it does make sense what you're saying, actually, going along with what I've been experiencing.
Yeah, because it's not over the top. Like, it's definitely like light effervescence kind of thing. So I was like, oh, I wonder if maybe that's just. But no, I think this is really good. Honestly, this is quite delicious.
I always like the Mosaic.
This is one I think where freshness is key. Yes. I think, past that 3-month mark, maybe some of these lighter flavors and things like the lighter aromatics and things I'm talking about probably wouldn't be there. And I almost would probably be like, yeah, this beer's okay. Yeah. It's that literally can make such a huge difference. So we always highly recommend. You're not always going to find it, but if you're looking at new beers, just take a second to look at the bottom of the can. And if you're getting an IPA that is going to have, like I said, hopefully very good hoppy flavor, make sure it's, within, less than 4 months. And if you can find it 2 to 3, you're doing a lot better. And the lower the date is even.
I'll say for me, even closer if I can, but yeah.
And
I'm sure for
Keith
you too.
Needed this one right out of the tap, and then he would have gotten what was in there.
Do my Homer Simpson right out. No, I remember my first Mosaic experience was, I think it was a Karl Strauss. And this actually surprisingly goes back 2014. So this hop's it's newer, but it's still been around for a while. Yeah, but it's still being featured because it is good. There's a lot of good versatility to it.
There's a lot of complexity. Like I know, there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's single hop. That's not that exciting. I like having, all these different there are some hops that are almost just layered within themselves. And I think this is one when it is done properly. This almost like if you didn't tell me, I might be like, oh, there's a couple what hops are in here. Like you would think
you're using
that
a heavier one and a lighter one.
Yeah, you would think that there are multiple different types of hops, and just depending on when they hit them in the boil and everything else, you can get a lot of layers of flavor just from one hop. One hop does not mean not complex.
That's true.
And that's why to keep the complexity up, that's why we have like over 500 videos now up on YouTube. Whoa. It's insane. So if you want complete complexity from camera lighting that's not that great, sound design being okay, and then getting way better and very happy about it, and eventually the camera being so good you may not even want the audio or the video, I should say. And if you don't want the video, we have that too. Google Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes. You can just hear the audio.
Don't look.
You can just hear the audio version. Or just don't look. Subscribe on YouTube, and you can find it there. So that'll be all available to you at any point. And obviously, our website AboutBeverages.com is an option for everything we have ever done, from recipes to stories to writings, all that stuff, as along with all of these videos as well. But we always have, when necessary, so that when we're going live, etc., are some pillars and things, right?
The pillars.
The expanded empire that is About Beverages.
Yes, of Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most often to let you know when we are going to be going live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings. Now we can say 5:30 California Pacific time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. West Coast, best coast.
8:30 East Coast. We'll let you know when we're going to be recording some podcasts, trying some beverages, and just hanging out with everybody and talking about whatever happens to come up, whether it be sports or movies or anything, whatever might come up. And also throughout the week, Andrew's going to be letting you know what he is doing in the gaming world and what beverage he is keeping himself refreshed with as he does it. So follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
if it's Russian River, you must give it a shot.
I love it. How about my St. Peter's Peacocks? What is that about? Do we know what the St. Peter's Peacocks are?
I don't know.
Do we need to talk to your wife about that?
I think they might be maybe were they a 15 seed?
Oh, is that what were they one of the 15s?
Yes, it wasn't. He didn't just say, how about my,
Now I got to look it up. Is that what it was? Was it one of those?
I'm thinking it was.
St. Peter's Peacocks men's basketball team. They beat the Kentucky Wildcats. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. The 15-2 upset. Let's go.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. In overtime. Okay.
Oh my God. And it was literally tied. It's shocking.
Yeah.
The first half, it was
Tied.
37-37. Then it went 34-34, obviously, because you need to stay a tie. And then overtime, 14.
But then the Peacocks really poured it on. Oh, wait.
They really gave it to him.
They unzipped and let it go. Oh,
Wow.
wait. No. Whoa, wait. Oh,
Whoa, oh my
hey.
God. Jesus Christ, that went somewhere else. Oh my God, that is over the top.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Did you have a little scratch on that? You have a little scratch on that, Bonzo? What you got? You have a little cache? Wow, that would have been a good one to watch. I was hoping the Gonzaga game was going to be better today.
It was for a
while. And then what else? The other one was did New Mexico State wind up winning?
Oh, I don't know the Mexico ferments. What?
They did. They won.
No, they beat UConn. Wow, some big upsets. Yeah, they strutted their stuff.
They strutted their stuff. The Peacocks strutted their stuff. And that's why the NCAA tournament is awesome, always exciting, and I'm
Probably not talking about Keith's comment. That's what she's saying.
God.
Okay.
I kind of like, and I'm talking about Keith's comment.
And I'm talking about
and I'm in it. I'm all up in that comment.
Oh, thank you. That was okay. Good. I know.
I kind of like I'm it though.
I am not.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm.
Yeah, that is why it's always exciting.
It
Like
is.
any
No,
matchup
it's-
can be
Looking forward to.
fantastic. I just hope that tomorrow at 4:30 it's U of A just crushing and just not even being a.
I have to work.
They got to
till-
make it at least the Sweet 16. Like that's anything
Yeah,
after
they
that.
should.
Like you kind of.
I have to work 11 to 7 tomorrow, so maybe I'll watch it actually a little before I go to work, and then I'll watch the night games when I get home. So
Nice. My youngest has started playing basketball last week, taking after her mom. That's
Aw.
awesome, Sunshine. That's super cool.
I forget sometimes how much fun I actually had playing basketball. I did love basketball. A lot of fun.
Oh, you'll have to remind me about basketball when we take a break.
Take a break.
So then the other
Okay.
thing is that we want to
the
talk
other
about.
thing.
Yeah, see, I kind of remembered. That's
You
funny
did.
funny how those tied in together. Is it the-
I am wounded.
no, that's not it. That's what happens when you play basketball at our age.
Yes. Oh.
This is what I was going to do before. I was like, no, let's not do this before.
Oh,
we're about
no,
to have
no,
a
not
podcast.
before. Yeah, no,
You
not
know,
before.
let's go. She's 6. Aw, that's like the fun time to watch like kids play basketball. Is now we're near the aggression.
Story
Not the
of the
aggression of a
week.
team fight tactics story of the week.
No,
though.
well, there's not
What kind of
really
violence happened this week? Were there iPads
Clashes
thrown?
of Champion. Oh no,
Were
no
there
iPads
were there
thrown.
monitors broken? Because I
No,
know where you can
actually-
buy another 32-inch monitor. That'd be
I know
really
you.
good.
We were actually at Costco over the weekend, and you said to just stock up on a few.
I would. If someone needs a
still-
monitor and you have a Costco membership, there is a monitor there that is absolutely fantastic for the price and is like kind of future-proof, upgraded. Like it's going to be
Wow.
good for a while. Yeah, for that price is amazing. I think you have to order it.
Well, that's what I said to Pocket when we were there. I said, but I know we like to have the look of the same size monitor, so we'd have to buy 2.
At that price, you could.
Wow, man, that's pretty cool.
Go on.
Go
Conan, how's it
on.
going? Good to see you.
Yeah, nothing new, still the same.
Nope, still the
sort
same
of build.
patch,
Yeah,
no new
the last
patches?
few days we've had a few more first place finishes, but then there's always the ones that knock you back down. But no, still having fun and enjoying the new patch. So lots of possibilities, lots of options for sure.
Oh wait, that was the arm. Where is it?
Are you sharing the monitor now?
I was gonna go find it. Oh, that's the desk. Where's the monitor? Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one. See if it's still there. Still there at the good price. Oh, now it's only $20 off. It was
So it went
$50 off. It went up a little bit.
Okay.
If you need a 32-inch monitor, hashtag not an ad. I'm not getting anything out of this. This is just a really good deal if you actually need a monitor.
So even
This
at
was
$280, it's still a
$50
good deal?
off. Oh, manufacturer. Yeah. Yeah, even anything under $300. That's
Okay.
That's really good. Like I paid for these. These were $350.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I actually had.
That was what I was going to mention at the break. So yeah.
I had. Oh god, that would be kind of a sad game, though. I think, at least for my part. I'm just gonna camp outside the key or camp outside the 3-point
maybe
arc.
we just play 2-on-2
we
with
just play
horse.
horse. I think. Yeah, I was gonna
2-on-2
say
horse.
yeah.
Had to cancel my Costco membership. Now I'm sad. Sometimes the Costco deals. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Okay.
Sometimes the Costco deals, like you don't have to have a membership to buy from the website.
Well,
sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So if you're actually interested and wanted to, you can click on the link. And again, hashtag not an ad. Like I get literally zero from this. This was LG who was in chat, and we were talking about monitors like a couple weeks ago. And currently, like I said, Mel, who you always hear her on when I'm playing games and stuff, because she's always in here playing, bought 2 of them. and she loves, she said they're great. So yeah, that was like enough for me where I was like, just like, I've been talking about these, but yeah, refresh rate, resolution, everything. They're just a perfect balance. So done now. What were you going to say?
What was I going to say?
We were talking about basketball and hurting ourselves and playing horse. And then,
oh yeah, no, I had breakfast with Big Dave.
Oh, did you?
Monday. Yeah, I went down there. Well, because like a lot of people were saying, "Hey, have you talked to Dave?" I'm like, "No, I haven't seen Dave." And then Joe runs into him. I'm like, "You know what? I just need to do that." And so I just talked to him and said, "Hey, when is your lunch on Monday or Tuesday?" And so we went and we just hung out for like an hour, and it was
nice.
good. Yeah, no, it was good to see him again. We didn't talk about playing basketball though. Like I said, I'll just camp outside the 3-point line and just fire some up. But, or like I said, or we can have a competitive game of horse. So
we start with pig, advance the horse. Then if we're all okay, we play 2-on-2 with no driving to the hoop.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect plan. We could have like a small like step ladder if we actually want to try and pretend to dunk. We can just like, you're like, I'm going for it. And everyone has to walk away so that you're not near them. And then you can still just...
It's a breakaway.
If you get enough of a breakaway.
I wouldn't mind shooting a few baskets, but yeah, definitely like nothing.
Just getting around and shooting some would still be pretty nice. So that was always fun. I always just like playing basketball. I did that for a while with Sanderson. Like he had that Saturday morning like basketball group. I used to go out there
a couple of times.
Yeah, I used to do that every once in a while for a while, and that was always fun.
Sanderson Rodman, or wasn't he kind of like
a little bit? Yeah,
like a little rough in there.
Yeah, a little bit. He definitely was not. That was probably his best thing, was his rebounding. That's what he was got going for him. But that was like that was always one of those ones where you walk up and you'd see like some people are like a little over prepared. I'll come with first aid supplies and for entertainment value. Yeah, that'd be great. You could film that too. We could put it up on our YouTube.
Oh, God, that'd be funny.
And then afterwards, it'd just be like, what beers do you have after a really sad basketball game of men over 40?
We'd think, you know what? I actually felt all right out there. And then we'd see the video and be like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Is that how I looked? No.
That would be the best way to edit that video, would be how well we think we did at the end, and then intercutting us talking about how good we thought we were, and then just like literally bricks everywhere and like falling down.
Yeah. Well, I can't make that move anymore because of my hip.
Yeah, exactly. That would be pretty funny. But yeah,
2-inch verticals.
Like
I said, we could make the best of it there. So
yeah, I think
we'll
so
have Brian come out and
old guy basketball. Exactly. That's exactly what it would be. It'd be like when we played kickball back east, but worse.
So we visited.
This sounds like a
Darren. This is back in 2011. It was one of our last. He was our last stop of this long trip back east, and it turned into like that day. I think like one of the people, like, she did something to her knee. I think Pocket did something to her knee. I was fine until later that night, and my knees like swelled up. But I was like, this is great. I'm out there, because I was like, I think 44, 45. I'm like, oh, it's great. I felt like
you were my age.
I'm catching the balls. We're kicking, we're running, but it was very uneven ground, and so my knees, like, for the next 3 weeks were like puffy.
Oh my God!
Yeah, my knees have not been the same since then. So
holy shit!
Yeah, I didn't really specifically do anything to them, but yeah, there were many an injury. Yeah.
Oh my God. Maybe we should stick to cornhole. Maybe cornhole be one of the things that like Big Dave is not actually good at, and we'd actually have a chance.
Are you kidding?
He's on your team.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that'd be. Well, we'll start out with.
Are you kidding? It's just like
yeah. He's like,
yeah. God damn it!
Not even looking. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
So
we can always do that too. Find some cornhole.
Shoot a couple baskets and then play cornhole.
Yeah, literally one shot each. We're like, my shoulder.
Yeah. It was a fun game until later that night when I was like,
did you just ice him down?
No, I did. I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get any worse than it did, and then the next day it got a little worse. But
was it like fluid buildup? What are we talking?
I think so, but
wow,
I don't know. But they've never been quite the same since then. So, yeah.
cannot get into cornhole. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, my family, it's kind of gotten into that. Like that usually is set up at every event, whether we wind up getting to it or not sometimes, just because of hanging out and time factors. It's just a way for us all we're hanging out and chatting.
I think it helps if you played Toss Across as a kid. Remember Joe Bonzo will remember Toss Across. I don't know do you remember that?
No.
It was a tic-tac-toe grid.
And then the thing would spin, right?
Yeah, you throw the beanbags.
No, I did play. Okay, yeah. Is that what it was called? Okay.
That's actually the only way you can play tic-tac-toe. Because it's a challenge, because you could turn somebody else's over if you wanted. And so that was actually a fun game.
That's actually kind of innovative. Yeah, that's not bad.
That needs to, actually, I wonder if there's one of those out there. That would be fun. That was fun. Yeah, you played tic-tac-toe with the beanbags. And, we're going to the interwebs.
Might as well.
God, I had that. Obviously, it was 8 or 9.
There it is.
8 or 9 years
Would you
old.
like to buy one right now?
Is it new or is it old?
Brand new.
Tic-tac-throw.
$15.59.
The original Chaucer. That's funny. Probably not meant for like adults.
They are showing some small children playing this game.
Yes. Well, of course. But it was fun.
Is it $279 for the monitor even with membership? Yeah, that's what it says for me is $279.
Well, what's interesting too about Costco.
Yeah, it's basically tic-tac-throw is toss across. Yeah, Conan. Yep.
When you're at Costco and you go to the actual store, we have to use a Visa card. That's all they accept.
Yeah,
but if you buy something online, they'll take my MasterCard.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because we recently switched.
They used to be MasterCard, and then they switched everything over, which for me, I usually always wind up not doing, credit or anything there. But it used to, I always had to do, I did not have a MasterCard, and I always had to use debit. So when they switched
American
to Visa,
Express.
when they switched to Visa, I was like, oh, this is great if I ever wanted to, because everything I have is Visa.
Yeah.
Which I had known when it was $50. Yeah, it was.
Conan, they did American Express. That was the only reason why. That's true. Ants in the Pants is fun.
Ants in the Pants.
It is.
Ants in the Pants.
Yeah.
It was American Express because they always settled at the end of the day. Oh, per month. Oh, yeah, settled per month. Yeah. But it was 50 off up until probably a few weeks ago, because I know we've been talking about it a little bit on stream here and there. And if people ever have gaming deals or anything else, I think people have been putting them just in the PC. I put PC builds, but I should actually change that to like PC parts and builds or something, because people have started putting in good deals on graphics cards and everything else. Well, not graphics cards, but on CPUs and everything else, because you can't find a graphics card still these days. Fun games that are uncommon are Sneaky Snacks Squirrel? I gotta find out what this is. Sneaky Snacky Squirrel game. Oh, that does look cute. That's a cute looking little kid's game. Educational insights. No reading required. Your forest pals are hungry and need your help. Help them find their acorns.
I thought you said your forest bowels.
Everyone's looking for my nuts.
You're disappointed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you did disappointed on mine before, so I thought you were doing disappointed on yours too. I guess mine did go a little farther.
There's a game called
that.
Lotus? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Lotus travel crib. Lotus flower decor. Lotus flower. Lotus seeds for planting.
Lotus seeds for planting.
Sowing the seeds of lotus.
Sowing the seeds.
I still have to listen. I did not get a chance.
I was wondering if you had.
I did not
didn't want to put, because I know.
No, I didn't want, but I thought about it several
to
times.
Consume. So
I know
there's much media.
No, I do want to listen to that though. I did not get a chance to yet. Has that? Do you know has Bonzo actually gotten? Have you?
I don't know, but I'll be happy to let him have that so he could put it on his iTunes or whatever, or make a copy. So the new Tears for Fears CD is, or album, however you want to refer to it, is quite good from beginning to end. So,
oh good God, yes.
Oh good God, yes.
Huh? That
quite good.
Yeah, that's a cute little. That's definitely a cute looking kids game. That looks like fun. It's amazing all the like games, like I said, I'm sure from when your son was younger and stuff like that, the things you still think back to, either toys that they had, like a sound reminds you of something, and all of a sudden you start singing some sort of kid's song for a toy or whatever else. It just keeps going on.
Yeah.
We have so many games. I know it's just like collection of things.
For some reason, when I was thinking of throwing the bean bags, I was like, oh my God, yeah, toss across. I haven't thought of that game in years. So
how old is your son? My son is old. My son is very old. Yours is pretty young though.
My son will be 21 this year.
Yeah, that's insane.
I know.
Yeah, my son will be not too far. My son will be 20 this year. So yeah, so college age kids.
Yes,
they will still always be our babies.
That's right.
Oh man, do we have another beer?
We do. We have
This one could be on
Pliny.
A pedestal.
Let's hope. Let's see.
So what kind of Pliny do we have? I'm going to hit the
little
Pliny, info right here.
The double dry hopped, or DDH, for those in the know.
Yeah, Dance hopped revolution.
Dance, yeah. So yeah, this is their Pliny the Elder that they've added.
I guess they've dry hopped it.
They've dry hopped it twice. Because they've double dry hopped. Yes.
Yes.
And that's usually more just for aromatics, though, right?
Yeah, you do get some. I mean, there are some other some oils that will go in there as well. But yeah, it's a lot about the aromatics. Yeah. So yeah, I am very excited for this one. Always love Pliny the Elder. So we cannot wait to have this version of it. Hopefully it lives up. It's also very fresh as well. We looked at it. It's like not even a month old.
Yeah, that's
so this is kind of peak of freshness. So very excited.
Close to my age.
Close to your age, a month old?
No, I was just reading the last comment there.
Y'all are close to my age, +5, but I started late. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, we did. We're old men.
I'm an older man.
You're getting up there. People don't guess that, though. I'm still upset. If Lucky were here right now, he'd be talking about how youthful Keith looks. Yeah. Thankfully, he's not. All right, we're going to go grab that beer. We're going to come back. We're going to do another fantastic podcast. I put everything back. Okay, I did put everything back up. All right, be right back.
See you.
Song is called "How Is Waldo."
That is also, not where.
Yeah, not where,
but how.
I almost for a split second thought it was "Here's Waldo," and I was about to do my Jack Nicholson impersonation from The Shining and say "Here's Waldo."
Yes,
which kind of gives away the game.
The game,
if you are here, say "Here's Waldo," because you're trying to find him.
Yeah,
Where's
here
Waldo?
If
you're literally giving away where he is, yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
He's not doing a very good job. So we took a few seconds to Google because neither one of us had heard of Rob Paulson.
Did not know who that was, honestly.
So I would say no one has told me that. And also, what?
Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday. He was born on March 11th. And he's also, well, I'll be, okay, so essentially he's 10 years older than I am. So, but
which he looks 10 years older. But I understand a little bit of like what you're like saying.
That's okay. So. And he's a voice actor?
Yeah, that's what it looked like for Teen Titans and some other shows and stuff like that.
So obviously some talent there. So no.
Pinky voice. Okay, there we go. As opposed to a pinky swear, he's the pinky voice.
Pinky voice.
Hello, Pinky. Mr. Torrance. I'm going back to the Shining reference there.
That's not a pinky though, is it?
Is it his regular thing?
Oh, it's this one.
Yeah. Why don't you want to talk about it? I just don't.
It just means different things. It's this finger or that. Wait, no, not that finger.
I think so, Brain, but burlap chafes me. So burlap is so chasey. That's why I don't wear it. All right, I want to get to this one before it gets even warm. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot right into the final podcast of the evening. We'll still obviously keep doing some chatting and whatnot as we go along and afterwards. But I have been very excited about this beer since you shot off the list of all the different ones that we were going to be trying this evening. I am very excited for this. Pliny the Elder being one of my favorites. Now we're making an even bolder, hopefully bolder, more aromatic version.
A different incarnation.
I've got an open incarnation, on that you can deny.
That
open invitation. Got an open invitation.
I don't know what that is.
On that you can deny. Isn't that Peter Gabriel?
No, I don't know. I don't know a ton of Peter Gabriel unless it's, the hits.
Unless it's in your eyes.
Well, of course I know
it's Santana.
Oh.
Never mind. I think this is on... let's see. I'm going to have to look at the lyrics quick. Yeah, you got an open image on that you can.
Oh yeah, you were right.
Yeah, okay. Well, at least I was singing the
Released
right
in
song.
1978. Okay.
600,000 more till Keith Flex. I have people that are going for it. They're waiting for it, and we are ready.
We're prepared for that.
There is a very special thing that will
Yes.
happen for whoever first hits the Keith Flex, and then it kind of goes up a little bit from there. But maybe special people will give a double to. We'll see.
Okay.
The voice of Pinky. Oh, voice of Pinky from Pinky and the Brain.
I never saw Pinky in the Brain.
Oh my.
Who is this guy?
I don't know. He's got a belt. 2 free rings or something. Let's skip this ad.
Oh, okay. We're not going to get in trouble for this, are we?
No, you've never heard that one?
No, never heard of it.
Okay, that must be from my classic rock days on 104.1 KKHG, Classic Rock the Hog.
Andrew the Whipping Boy.
Andrew the Whipping Boy.
Mark and Brian. Okay.
I still have all those tapes somewhere.
That's good.
I should go back and like, oh my God, I sounded like shit. Or maybe it'll be the reverse. I'm like, oh my God, I regressed.
Yeah.
Why am I doing these podcasts?
I should go back to being a DJ.
I should do that. Oh my God, those were horrible hours. those were nightmares. All right, so we're ready for our podcast. So whenever the mood strikes you, if you want to open this one, maybe if you got something, I feel you got it. I feel there's something there. What is one of the beers that we always hold up in probably one of the highest regards when someone says, "Hey, what's one of your favorite IPAs?" Just off the top of your head, what is one of your favorites?
Simpler Times. Oh wait, no.
I don't think anyone's ever said that.
No.
Unless they stumbled in at the time, then they may have said Simpler Times.
Well, there's a few directions we could go, but I'm guessing with what's here on the table, the correct answer obviously is Pliny the Elder.
Yes, that is always one of the favorites. Whenever we see that one listed below some other beers, which we will not name, we're always shocked.
We are shocked.
We're like, those are good, they're fine, but they're not as good as that. So Pliny the Elder, definitely one of the best IPAs we've ever had. Just one of that true West Coast IPA, double IPA, if you want to call it that way, Imperial. And so we've got a very special incarnation of that for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is the Pliny the Elder 2-stage double dry hopped IPA. I don't know what 2-stage means. I just noticed that right before we started recording.
There was one stage, it was the main act.
Okay.
And then they had another stage for... No.
So it's 2-stage double dry hopped. Is that 4? 2 times 2? I don't know.
I don't even want to think about it.
There's so much going on here. But
so this is another beer that was brought to you by a friend, coworker. Yes. Obviously, they actually went to the brewery or in the area.
No, they were actually at the brewery and, and made a huge purchase, and they purchased for me and for other people as well. And we certainly. I certainly appreciate what they did. I'm hoping the other
very
people
much
did.
Appreciating that so far.
Yeah, I know. I knew that we would definitely enjoy these here. And there may be more, depending on if her supply is how much she bought. She said she had more. So if there's something you want that we tried on this podcast or the previous, let me know, and I can say, hey, and we tap into your reserves of Russian River beer. But for years, we have loved Pliny the Elder, Russian River Brewing. We love the stuff they do. Unfortunately, we can't get them here in Southern Arizona, so they're usually a kind of a go-to destination sort of thing. We seek them out at Whole Foods and other locations throughout California when we visit them. And but this actually was brought to me, and I have brought it to the table. So
yeah, I am very excited about this. But yeah, like I said again, double dry hopped, 8% alcohol. Yeah, I don't think there's anything too much more to say. A little bit clearer than the one we've had last week. If you see the archive or with us live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages last Thursday, Thursday being St. Patrick's Day when we're having all these beers.
That's
Happy
true.
St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
But kind of what we expect from Pliny is usually like that clear.
Yeah, clear, yellow. It's
yep.
a very simple malt bill.
Yep.
It's all about the hops. It's all about that West Coast piney, resinous, good aroma, hopefully even better aroma, and that's what the dry hopping does. That is the majority of it.
The
majority of it is usually about the aromatics. So should we do it?
We should.
Okay. Find out, what do they actually use in here for hops? I need to look that up. Two-step double dry hop process. This beer was a huge hit with not only the beer enthusiasts, but the RBC crew. Right, double dry hop Pliny, the original Pliny and the double dry hop Pliny both have the same hop bill, while the amount of dry hops is roughly doubled in the double dry hop Pliny. The original Pliny is dry hopped on a day with a 7-day with about 7 pounds per barrel. Double dry hop Pliny on day 1 and again on day 6 for a total of about 4 pounds per barrel. The double dry hopping process adds even more flavor, complexity, hop aroma, freshness to the beer. Okay. So there you go. That's the actual breakdown. Again, links below if you want to check out any of that info here on the website or on YouTube, where you can hit the subscribe button. Should have a shelf life between 2 to 3 months, but all hoppy beers are best when consumed fresh. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay, that's
kind of what we always
kind of our recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
I think so.
Okay. You got in there. You got your nose in there. What do you think?
A little bit. I thought there was going to be more.
I thought there'd be a little bit more on the aroma too.
Okay,
like
good.
I'm
still somewhat, coming back here. So
yeah, no, it's
olfactorily challenged.
So we're gonna have shirts made.
Yes.
No, I think it still smells very good. It's got just nice, like I said, hoppy aroma. It's got some nice pininess to it.
Yeah, I get
a little bit of fruit in there. But yeah, it's not like as I thought it might really blast me away. Like sometimes when you pick up like some of the hazies now that have been out,
right,
and other things like that, those really hit you. Which I thought this would be because of the dry hopping, the age on this being barely a month, not even a month. From the time it was canned to now, but no, it still smells very good, but it's not as maybe as over the top as I was hoping for.
Yeah, that's where I'm at as well.
Okay, well maybe it's all in the taste.
Keeping it all for that. Hopefully,
it's keeping it all for the taste. All right, that's fine.
About that, they're saying.
Yeah. Say one day in Baltimore. He had a 450-foot tape measure home run off me, coach. My God, it was the most exciting thing I ever saw. Okay. You ready?
I think so, yeah. It's good. I was expecting more, I think, again.
Yeah, I think maybe I was. Are you feeling
disappointed?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a touch.
It's a Pliny the Elder from Russian River, which is good, but it's almost the actual Pliny the Elder seems like it's brighter's not the right word, but it's more like
it's more effervescent,
more effusive in its flavors. Whereas
I would
this
agree.
is definitely lower.
I would agree as well.
Brings
this is
everything heavier.
A little heavier bitterness.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of lemon in there. I think like lemon zest kind of thing. There's a little bit of that, but it's definitely mixed into some of those pinier flavors. But I think to me, a fresh Pliny the Elder has just a little bit more of like savory along with that piney. You're getting like almost like sage and basil. Like you're getting some other herbs and things going on in there. Whereas this one seems to be a little bit more one note, surprisingly.
Yeah, I would say that is, and I in a way that's good, because sometimes a Pliny, at least for us, for as hard to get as it is, it goes down usually too fast. This one I would not be drinking as quickly because it does leave that dry sort of bitter kind of heavy to me. It's not that, like I said, not that I'm not enjoying this. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I got to try it. I think I don't know what I was expecting. I think it's funny when we record these podcasts, usually when we do the aroma, then there's a cut. Unless something hits us both and we don't cut.
Like last week.
We just went the pour me s'more.
The pour me s'more,
right.
Yeah, that was the first time. I think I did have one edit, but that was the first time where it almost could have been 0 edits. Like we just like went right into it because it was like so bursting with so much. Again, different beer, not comparing them. I'm just saying, just that feeling.
That sort of and
I thought that was going to be this.
I thought at least one of the times when we either smelled it or drank it, we would just like not even go to that cut where we would just be like, oh my God, and
have to talk about something.
And have to talk about it immediately. So that was a little bit for neither one of us did that. So I was like, okay, I had a feeling that we were both at least in the same sort of area with what was going on there. But
so I honestly, like I said, again, both IPAs, this one's even a bigger one. I would say if you were either watching us live here on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, or if you happen to be watching the archive, I'd like the Mosaic one better. Than this.
Okay.
I would rather have the other. I think the other one had more complexity of flavor for me because it had some of this, had a little bit more malty, which I like too. Yeah. And then it did have like that blueberry was in there. Was some other fruit going on in there where this is a little bit more one. I think to me, I enjoy a regular Pliny a little bit better. This one is good. It is different. Yeah. So that's a good thing. So if you're wanting to try one of these, I highly recommend trying it. Yeah. Just because it is different, but I think it's different, and I don't know if it's necessary, at least for me, for the better. I think if we always talk about, like if someone is going to a cooler, like, hey, which one do you want? I would ask for that. Now having had both, I would want the original.
Yeah. I would agree on that. Yep.
All right. Well, hopefully you agree that our website is a good place to go for all kinds of reviews, including reviews of the original Pliny the Elder, of course, which we have done. That was way back when. I don't know if did we ever do like a second review of that at some point, just to have another one?
I don't know. Maybe we should follow up next week.
Maybe we should do that. That might honestly be worthwhile after having this one. So we'll have to talk about that.
I might have one more of each of these, but we might be going too much into the. It's up to you.
Keith's like, you're going into my stash, kid.
No, I didn't mean it that way. No, I meant it like, we are not just about beer fridges. We do other things, honestly, but beer definitely we skew more toward that because that's one of the things we enjoy.
But not as of late.
Oh, that's true.
That's why I was kind of happy going into this lately because it felt like we had gone wine and spirits like so much, like at least every podcast we were kind of putting out, which again you can find at AboutBeverages.com or on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe there as well. So to the links down below, or maybe if you found this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Yep. We'd greatly appreciate that. But yeah, I think as of late we kind of had been doing more. So I was enjoying. Not that we have to keep doing beer next week, but I had been enjoying going into this at least for the moment. And if you need any audio things, I should get to that. iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast. Those are all great places where you can find everything we have ever done in the audio world, which is usually these videos as well. But again, if you want to save some bandwidth, want us on the go, definitely subscribe to us on there. We'd appreciate it. If you have a podcast app that is not those, we're probably on that too. So just search for About Beverages and you can probably subscribe to us on there, as well as some pillar things, right? Some of
the 3 pillars of social media.
Pillars,
which are Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, which is the one we use most often to let you know what's going on at AboutBeverages.com. Like earlier today when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific time. We get together, try some beverages, have some conversation, have some fun, some laughs, and record some podcasts.
Slowly watch the downfall of the Green Bay Packers. That's also another thing we enjoy.
Oh, that was, well, we hope that unless they come back stronger. Well, who knows?
Oh,
hope not.
Stop.
I know. Who knows? The evil genius. So follow us on Twitter because Andrew's also going to let you know throughout the week what he is going to be doing as far as the gaming goes and what he's going to be enjoying while he plays those games. So follow us on Twitter.
But, as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.
That is a podcast. Perfect. Yeah, I honestly, if you ask me which of that one I liked more, I keep just calling it Mosaic, but was it Mosaic Stack?
Mosaic Stack,
I almost called it Mosaic Shack, and then I just stopped because I'm like, I don't think that's right. Well, because I had a beer the other day from Lacumber Brewing, which I should have. I've got to get better about going into Untapped. I have beers on the weekend. There's a weird thing where it's like I feel like sometimes actually logging stuff takes me out of the fun and enjoyment of having a beer. Does that sound weird to you?
No, that doesn't sound weird.
Because I'll have one. I'm like, oh, this is good. I'm like, I should log this. So is that dumb? I mean, I know you just said it wasn't, but it's sometimes I'm like, sometimes if I know I'm almost going to have an arc of a few things, then I kind of get into it and I'm like, oh, I'm going to log it. But sometimes I'll just have a beer and I'll be like halfway in and like, I probably should log this. And I just don't. So I feel bad.
I think the thing is then to simplify it and just check in with it. And don't comment and don't rate it and don't, or, you can rate it if you want.
Oh, don't write anything. Just
don't
like literally,
anything.
That's a good idea.
And then that way you're just cataloging what you've had.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
If it's something that you're like, wow, I really need to make a note about the blueberry, I'm going to write the blueberry.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just because it is just for you or us. And
or our viewers.
Or our viewers. But, and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down or give it a...
Yeah, the rating stuff is always easy. It's usually always where I'm like, what do I type in? Like I start going into that and I'm like, I just want to enjoy a beer. Like
then I think the thing to do in that case is just to check in and rate it and be done.
Yeah.
At least,
You know what? That actually, I should just do that. At least I consistently do that. And if I have something I feel I need to say or that I want to remember if I look back, then I have that there. If not, it's like, at least, because for me, it's like if I see an IPA and I'm like, oh, I rated this a 4. Oh, I should buy it again. Like, I don't need to sometimes read what I got out of it. It's like if I know that I liked it.
Oh, yeah, that was
based on the rating.
You probably will remember.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think that's one of the things that with tasting notes, why I do like doing them. I haven't done them in a while. I think it's because I felt I was writing the same thing all the time.
Yeah,
on the nose I get this. Yeah. On the taste we get and
have you thought about not saying it in that voice though?
Well, it's maybe. And I think that's why there were times one time I know we were with Bonzo and we made a joke about smell, taste, aroma, yeah.
Well, because
and it was, but it almost needs to be that simple, like color, who cares, aroma. Good. Taste delicious. But not everybody's gonna want to read that or look at that. It's not gonna make. So I don't know what the answer. I know and that's why I think why we simplified our rating system to just make it 0, 1, 2, or 3.
Well, that's the thing sometimes too. Like with Untapped, like. Not I'm looking at the Mosaic Stack one here for a minute. Not this one, because literally the only description for it is 100% Mosaic hop. So this one I probably would write something. But a lot of the times when you look up stuff on Untapped, if you are kind enough to follow us there, like I said, where we do, I swear I do check in with beers. Like I said, if you're kind enough to follow us there, usually they have the description from what the brewery put too. So like if you can it's almost like look at that. And then look at what I rated it. And if those two things coincide with like, oh, Beverages gave it a 4 and this description sounds good, well, then it's probably good. Like I didn't need to tell you anything else.
See brewery description.
But this one, honestly, like this would be a good one for us to rate because I got some stuff out of it. They don't have any information on it. So then that fills in a gap. It's almost like it's like what was the cartoon robot movie See a Need, Fill a Need? That's like almost like what it is. Like the need is there when there's no description. Like then I should put something. But if it's not, half the time, like especially if you look up a Modern Times, it's a book, or something like that, one of their beers.
Right.
But yeah, that's actually kind of funny. Like just go through and so some of that I think started. We used to joke, like I said, at the place that I used to work. There was someone that worked there. And we used to joke about his movie reviews. We were like, oh, how's the movie? It's okay. Like it was just like it was that, and that was kind of where it came from. It there because we joked about like, oh my god, this person we work with, he should have a movie review channel, and that's all. Like like you have this long like minute thing of like it's for the Batman, it's this, that, and the other show, and you're all, and here's Frank's movie review, and then it was all of a sudden like you just show him on camera, and he's there for 5 seconds, like. And then just it's over. Like that's where I think some of that came out of. Like we were joking about that, and then it's true. Like sometimes you do feel like you get in a rut. Like if you have multiple of the same.
There's only
family
so many
of
ways
a beer type thing. There's only like I get orange in the, unless something really jumps out at you. A lot of the times Untapped kind of has, like I said, if they have the brewery's take on it, it's like read that. That's probably the most you're going to get out of this. And then it's like, what did we think of it? So I think that's a good thing. I should just jump because that to me is usually the thing that holds me back. I'm like, I start smelling like, okay, I got to write something too. And it's like,
what am I getting? Am I getting notes?
But that's not bad. See Brewer's notes.
SBD. See Brewer's. No, that's silent but deadly.
SBN. See Brewer's notes.
Yeah. Right.
See Brewery's notes.
Brewery notes. Yeah.
That's not bad. No, actually, I'm glad we had this conversation because that actually makes me like, that's an easier thing to get into then and do that. Like I said, unless it's something like this one where they did not say anything at all.
Right.
And that one would have been easy to add. I wonder what people gave the double dry hop Pliny one on Untapped. I'm going to do that in search and hope it. Your Advocate. Untapped.
4.4.
Excuse me.
I saw 4.4. So yeah, 4.44.
Huh. It can for the first time ever. Don't worry, this will be my first of many tasty batches. Huh. So that's a 4.44. What does regular Pliny get?
I mean, it's not bad. It's not like we're saying it's bad.
No, not at all.
Certainly not.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Regular Pliny gets better.
All right, good.
It's overall a 4.5. All right, so now here's a good one. One of the beers that it always gets rated under.
Oh, right. Bell's Two Hearted, yeah. Right.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
And then the other one.
Did you have one of those recently? A Hop Slam? Oh, I saw you tweeted.
So here's what's funny. This one also gets less. I have one. I still actually have it. Which that would be interesting as well if we wanted to do a compare and contrast. If we were
Pliny versus Hop Slam?
Yeah, I mean, just because
Blind
if
taste?
we brought that over because we wanted to say, to compare to what we had the previous week, because we
Right.
kind of have this fresh in our minds. And then if we wanted to compare it to one of the other ones like that, I did buy one because someone actually in our Discord had mentioned like, oh, I was able to get some of these. I said, you know what? I said, that surprisingly is usually one of the ones we think is very overrated. And It's not bad. It's still good quality, but there's just so many other. So I bought one and I had it and I just wound up not having it. So I still have it. I actually did not have it that day. So if we would want to do that, that would be maybe kind of interesting. Like not as a podcast, but just as kind of like a.
You could do a blind taste test.
That would be, oh God, that would be frightening.
God, what if we picked the wrong one?
I know. We picked the wrong one.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be the wrong one if we picked it.
It's true.
It'd be the wrong one with our precedent that we've set and our historical opinion.
I need to look for this Guinness though. This sounds pretty good. The over the moon milk stout that Sunshine was talking about earlier. That actually sounds pretty good.
Sunshine, lollipops, and springtime everywhere.
That's funny. So did you say, like I said, Keith and I have placed a few bets here and there because there's gambling is allowed in Arizona. Not too many, but a few here and there on
we did the
tournament stuff. But
we got the Gonzaga.
Did you do any? So do you have Gonzaga going the whole way?
Well, but I don't have like money on that.
Oh, okay. Did you do anything else from today forward? Do you have anything else going on?
No, just today's.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do
anything. Are you
anything.
Gonna do anything else? Like a fun little throw $10 on the U of A or
I don't know. I'm happy to have won that 50. Well, minus the 3, so 47.
Yeah.
$47 net game.
Yeah, I won 45.
So yeah. So
yeah, my wife was like, why did they? She's like, wait, that couldn't. How did you just? I was like, no, it's like you can't. I said they do that because they're hoping that then you're going to be like, well, I won that now. I'm gonna, and then you go too far. Whereas like with me, I'm like, for me, the way I looked at it, I was like, oh, cool. If I lose, I covered my Arizona bet. Like I literally am coming out like ahead. Like so I don't, But again, it's all on your personality. That's why it's like have gambling addiction hotlines.
Right. I'm not the one they're targeting. That's for sure.
They're not targeting me. Yeah, they're losing money on me. Like
I'll wait. I enjoyed during football season, so I'll definitely do that again. And maybe some baseball here and there.
That was why I wound up putting a little bit on the U of A because I was like, between now and football, am I going to bet on it? Like, probably not. And I was like, so I have a certain amount in that account that's like, this is what I can bet with. I still actually need to take back out the other amount because it's still been sitting in there. I just need to remove that from my good plays during the San Francisco 49ers playoff run. Thank you, George Kittle, for catching that third quarter touchdown. Yeah, I don't know. I need to look at futures. Like I should look at I wish I would have done. That would have been the thing. What was it? Monday? Like been able to put money on the Buccaneers before Tom Brady came back.
Oh, well, of course. But he came back Sunday though.
Or whenever it was. Sorry. If Friday or Saturday
before
for
it changed though.
If you had been a fan of doing that, that would have been pretty good odds, I think.
Yeah.
We could have won a few bucks.
It's either $5 or $10 free bet I got. And I put it on the Angels to win the World Series.
Interesting.
Joe Madden.
What's your reasoning behind that? Joe Madden?
Joe Madden, Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, Carlos
Mike Trout is a
Rendon.
hell of a ball player.
And they just need some pitching. So it was one of
Shohei
those
Ohtani
where
pitch?
he does.
Oh, there you go.
pitches. Yeah.
Can he pitch
And
more
he
than
hits.
can he pitch more than once in a rotation?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
I think that he might blow his arm out. And then that'd be bad.
He just needs to throw like a softball player because they can pitch like back-to-back days,
I
like
know.
300 pitches. Like
Crazy.
someone should figure out as a base. Are you not allowed? Do you have to throw over? Like, is there a rule in baseball that you have to throw overhand?
I think so, but I don't know for sure. The first Major League Baseball player to throw underhand.
Yeah. Or what was the joke we always had? If you could be a switch pitcher, where then you could do
just
both
one
arms. That was like always our thing too.
I can go every
People
2
could
days.
never do a
Coach.
switch.
Yeah,
Because you said I can go every 2 days.
I go every 2 days.
Oh my god!
You just
that'd be-
switch every batter if you have to.
yeah, like they bring in another batter, and
God,
also you
that'd
just
be
you get a
crazy.
glove that you can switch around.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be pretty fun.
Fun though.
All right, so yeah, nothing else. Then you haven't put anything else on. Any
No,
more
nothing
occasion? Okay.
at this time.
Yeah, but that would have been. I don't really feel bad, but I thought it was. I did make me chuckle. Did you see the guy? It was literally like, what was it, 2 or 3 days before he came back about the football?
Oh, wait, somebody bought.
Someone bought.
Were they giving him his money back though? I thought.
Oh, are they?
I thought I had heard that, or somebody had. Once again, I get a lot of my sports news from Dan Patrick,
I mean, he's pretty
And
accurate. I consider him a good broadcaster.
and
I wish I would have. I wonder what that would have been. That would have been some pretty good odds. I bet.
and they were digging into it a little bit. I guess and somebody either called in or they found that it would be. It's very possible that the site was going to, like call the deal null and void. Call the. So, but I don't know.
Interesting. I guess. I
don't think I would have invested in anything Tom Brady that was going to be his final.
I mean,
for a while yet.
I mean, is it the auction's fault that the football wound up being a little deflated?
Well, that his retirement did not stay inflated. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not. But
He
I
could only hang out with his wife and
that it
kids
was-
for a couple months, and then he was just. And he said, "I'm going back to
I'm going
football."
back. But no, I mean, it's. If it was branded as the last touchdown pass he ever threw,
At that time when he bought it, though, it was though.
it was, but it won't be. So I don't know. Yeah, it's.
Yeah. That was what I thought is an interesting
It's
conversation.
interesting, yeah.
Of like if you have
Yeah.
any repercussions. Hey-o! Yeah. It's an interesting story when I heard them talking about that. And it was like, but yeah, who was it? Oh, unfortunately, I think it was Charlie Weiss, who I almost cannot stand listening to on the radio. I feel bad for the person. It's usually Bob Papa, who's on the NFL radio. Whoever is opposite him, that has got to be like the saddest time to have to be on. Like, oh my God, I got to work with Charlie Weiss. He is so boring to listen to. Oh my God. I don't even know. I can't even describe it. But anyway, they were talking about it. But this actually was mildly astute. Like, I guess he and his wife were going back and forth. And his wife was like, well, if he had $500,000 to blow on a football, I'm not going to feel bad for him. Because if you have that kind of money that you can shell out for a football.
Good point.
That's how they knew it was authentic.
Good point.
Because it was deflated.
Deflate. Did you see that Buck and Aikman are going to be Monday Night Football now?
I did.
That's
Well, I saw
crazy.
it. Well, and did you see how it happened too? So, because Aikman obviously went over there because his contract was up. He was
Right.
bought by ESPN, and then it was like, hey, we should probably get Joe Buck. But Joe Buck had another year on his deal. So basically, ESPN they basically traded a football game to Fox to get Buck's rights. Did you
Traded
see
what
that?
football game?
It's the Ohio State Notre Dame game. It was like
Oh.
some game that rarely ever, a college football game that rarely ever happens, that they would have had like the rights to or whatever. Like, so then they basically traded it to Fox for them to have it to get Joe Buck from. Like, so
Oh,
that
wow.
was, that
Okay.
was how they basically bought him
Okay.
out of his contract or whatever. And Joe Buck was just
Really good.
he was really happy with it.
He is
was
really
happy.
good.
I think that's good. That's probably one of the best Monday Night Football. And then now, what is it? Sunday night or Thursday Night Football is now Al Michaels. He's moving to Amazon. I don't know who his cohort is going to be, but he's no longer going to be Sunday Night Football.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know if it's still going to be Chris Collinsworth and some other person, or big shakeup when you come to like. And I like Al Michaels is probably still my favorite
I
commentator. Like,
love Al Michaels and I like Joe Buck and it's long as those guys
I like
are
Joe
still
Buck
around
as long as he's not
doing-
doing a Bears or a Cubs game.
Oh, come on.
He hates them both.
He does not hate the Cubs.
Oh my God, he literally, with a passion, he hates the Cubs and he hates the Bears even more.
I think we've talked about this. I heard him on Wait, Don't Tell Me after the Cubs won the World Series, and he said he was
great.
absolutely
angry.
He's like, I know.
Said, I
Cubs
wish it was the
fans-
Cardinals.
He's like, I know Cubs fans think I hate them, but he's like, I don't.
It's
He's
true.
like-
No, I actually, honestly, I think overall he gets way more hate than he deserves. Like I said, I think
so.
he's sometimes like when it comes to that, obviously being a fan, I'll be like, damn you. But no, I think he is. He gets way more hate than he probably deserves. Like I said, yeah, he's a good commentator, and
I agree.
And I think Troy Aikman's actually. I've always.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. I've always hated a lot of these Cowboys as players, but as commentators, they're great. Moose Johnson, Troy Aikman. I'm trying to think if there's
actually
another
like
one too.
Michael Irvin. When I hear him on the Dan Patrick Show, he's actually pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Michael Irvin's gets in me a little bit. I don't know if it's. I think it's usually when I hear him on NFL Network. Sometimes he just like the way he chimes in with things. I'm like, all right, shut up. I don't need to hear.
That's
you.
enough, Michael.
That is enough, Michael. You can stop it. But yeah, that was that. Yeah, that is pretty nuts. I forgot. But yeah, I don't know who Al Michaels is going to be with in any fashion. I don't know. And like I said, Collinsworth. I don't know if he had more contract going on or like what was. So there's a lot of interesting things up in the air when it comes to the sports world. If you actually care about that side of it, which I do, I always think it's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah. Who we dropping in on tonight?
I don't know. I'm looking here for a second. So next week, what are we?
It's kind of up in the air. It might be some beer.
So we might do a little compare and contrast. Maybe we'll do a Pliny. Maybe we'll do that hop slam that I've got there. We can finally settle the debate once and for all.
Maybe it'll be time for a wine again. Who knows?
Has there been
kind of up in the air.
Has there been anything interesting lately in the wine world that you've been like, ooh, that's
Well, we've got a couple of new. We've got a new Italian Valpolicella, and we've got a
Valpolicella, what is
new
that?
French blend. So red wine.
Okay.
But
Is it a
I haven't
blend per
heard
se,
anything.
or is it a?
I think that's the region, and I'm not sure what the grape actually is. So, but if we don't beer it again, then maybe we'll do some wine.
Okay.
Or I don't know what else we got.
I'm trying to think of what I have. I have to look.
Oh,
I
tried the
honestly,
Moonraker beer. Last week we had.
did you finally try one?
Celebration. Yeah, so I had the Cool, and there was one other one.
Oh shit!
and,
I've got one of those in the fridge.
And my Jeff actually, he's like, oh, I've had this. He had one of them, not the Cool, but the other. And good.
They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, very good.
That is like that. Is,
Yeah.
We were jokingly talking about our like favorite brewery list or whatever, but like Adroit Theory, Moonraker, those are like and Lacombe, like those are the ones like I almost when I go to Tap and Bottle or whatever, I'm searching for new beers. I'll look at the new beer section, then I literally type in probably they're one of the three breweries that I immediately like Tombstone's usually
Drecker.
in there, Stone, Drecker. Those are probably my five that I usually remember right away to check. But yeah, Moonraker Brewing is just absolutely fantastic.
New Anthem, we'll have to throw that in there now too.
That's true.
After last
Yeah,
week,
I would like to try more of those. Did you have more than just the one we had?
I did not, because I thought we were going to be doing it this week. So I didn't have one yet. So
maybe we'll have to throw a New Anthem beer in there then.
Yes.
But yeah, so that'll be next week, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern.
Correct.
We are going to go do a raid right now. We're going to go say hi to Jav, who everyone knows. Jav is a wonderful supporter of the channel. Again, not doing a podcast right now, but he is teaching a group of fellow guardians in Destiny how to do the new raid, which I think is super awesome. That is what is great about Jav's channel and about him and his personality. He's wonderful at teaching new things. He's always encouraging people, trying to get people like the new gear, learn how to do that so then they can go on and help others as well. So that's, like I said, again, why I love supporting his channel and hanging out in there as well. And I'm sure you'll hear me at some point on his channel too, because we'll probably start doing some Destiny things together here in the next month. Or so. But yeah, let's go check him out. Let's go say hi to him, show him some love. And yeah, we'll be back again next week, right? Does that sound good? Do you want to be back
Sounds
again
good.
next week?
I do.
You got anything else going on?
No, that's it. Sounds
Sure?
good.
As
I'll
far
be
as you
here.
know? Okay.
I'll be here. Thank you, everyone, for a great night. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Be safe.
Yes, be safe. See you next week.